I always say this, but like as cliche as it sounds, probably the people in my life, like my family and like my close friends, like I wouldn't be the person that I am today without them.
Okay, what makes me happy is my family. You know,
My friends really make me happy. Like I always like coming to school and hanging out with them, and they really like to put a smile on my face and make sure that I'm in a good mood always, and keeping going.
We often rely on others to provide happiness in our lives. However, 40% of our happiness is controlled by ourselves. In fact, recent studies show that scientists now believe that happiness is a skill. But how do we build happiness? Through extensive research and interviewing one of the happiest people at Richview, we have come to realize 5 things everyone can do in order to become a happier person in the long run.
Oh, I've learned to nurture myself. I've learned to respect myself. I've learned to love myself. I have learned to totally accept who I am. And even if people don't, it's okay what other people think or say or do. That's theirs and it's in their minds. It's not in my mind. It's not in my heart. I am who I am, There's nothing I can do about the past. There's nothing I can do about the future. All I've got is right now, and what are we going to do with it? I'm going to be okay. I think that, to be honest with you, I've set myself really clear boundaries, very healthy clear boundaries. If it's something that I believe in, I don't go around helping everybody. What I do is, because if you did, you'd completely exhaust yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And you'd become wrapped up in other people's lives. That's not healthy. Mm-hmm. So what I've done is I have learned to set my boundaries up clearly, and I help people as I really feel I'm led to help people. So I listen to my inside, and I feel that if it's right for me, I just know it. I have good discernment in that sense, And so I step forward, and I've actually started more to say yes, because I've found that say yes to life and things that are asked, and it leads you into completely different areas of life. I have things that I do, obviously, that if I find myself being triggered by my past or by things that are happening, I have a grounding thing that I do. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's using all your senses. So 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch or feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And then I ask myself a question: what do I want right this moment? Right in this very moment, what do I want? It's usually peace, and the other things outside of my peace don't interfere with it, but that's usually my and I find that just grounds me back into my present moment. I think the one thing that I have to say, to be happy, you have to love. First of all, you have to love yourself, and then you love others. And it just happens, does that? That doesn't, once you start to love yourself and you respect yourself, who you are, just accepting it completely, then that flows outward.
I think happiness is something that you have to work on every day. It's not an emotion as much as it is an action. It's something you have to put work into every day. You can't, not everything can work out, and you may not always be happy, but there's this quote that I know, and it's the best people or the happiest people don't have the best of everything, but they make the best of everything. So I really think happiness is something, if you work towards it, it's an action, just the way love is.
Here we go.
Music has had such an impact in my life. I listen to it every day. and it lifts me completely.
And music is an outlet. It can make you feel happy or it can make you feel more sad. But either way, it's kind of a way to deal with your emotions without having to speak them out loud.
Everything's like a little bit duller to me without music.
Here comes the comeback. The kid is back. He's back on track. And there goes my hero. He's the underdog. He's coming out on top. And come on back. That's my dog.
Music is something we use constantly in our everyday lives, but we don't really think about how powerful it can be.
I listen to music. In fact, I start my day off with my exercise in the morning. And I've always got my music on.
When I'm walking into the school, walking through the halls, I'm always listening to music. It's just like it's something that sort of distracts you from like the stresses of school, especially during exam season and summer season. Like it just helps out a lot.
If I'm having a bad day, like I'll listen to my favorite song or I'll listen to something that puts me into a good mood. And it definitely helps. Like if it's a bad day, it makes it just a little bit better. Or even at school in the morning when they play music on the announcements walking to school, it makes class a little better.
I think music can affect your mood. I mean, it all depends on, there's bad days, there's good days, and I think that music really illustrates how you're feeling.
When I listen to my trap music, my mood just changes like this. It can be from sad to happy.
I think music 100% can make you happy. I think there's actually been studies done that like show that like listening to music has like an actual effect on your brain.
We think music may be emotional because it sounds like someone is moving an emotional way. Happy expressions were louder, faster, and higher in pitch. Also, the happy music was louder, higher in pitch, and faster.
When you're in certain moods, like I know like me and my friends, we all have like certain playlists. There's like your chill playlist, your sleep playlist, your hype playlist. So like, yeah, I think like depending on how you're feeling, like, there's always a certain genre of music that you can come to that like makes you feel like less alone.
I love music. I could not do without it. In fact, even here at school, I've had students that have been listening to rap music and they've said, "Do you want to hear it, Mrs. G?" And I said, "Oh, do I really want to hear it?" Anyway, I listened and I went on and I thought, oh, I can really hear, sort of what they're trying to get across. Whether it be that, I mean, it's a message. Music is a message.
I started playing the guitar when I was pretty young. I think I was like 8, and it was just like, for me, it was like a way to like sort of like let some like emotions out.
I don't play an instrument, and I certainly can't sing. But when I am alone and when I'm at home by myself and I'm cleaning, I'm singing away to myself and doing my dusting.
It makes a big difference to like play like a live guitar like with all your friends versus like just sort of like singing along to like an already like recorded song. I'm a huge fan of like concerts, and I know some people would be like, well, why would you spend like so much money on a ticket? It's just one night, like you're just going to like see like a live show, like you can listen to your music, like the artist's music on your phone, like doesn't really make any sense, but like I can't describe it any other way than like the atmosphere and like the energy in the room just like automatically makes people happier. Like if you're going to see like your favorite artist with like a close group of your friends, you're in for a good time, especially if the artist is like a good performer, like a live performer. It's like electrifying.
Music's brilliant for us, and it keeps us happy. Look at this, it's kept us together, connected. Do you know? So yeah, music's brilliant. I mean, it gets you going, it keeps you going.